Well, Happy New Year to you. It's 2019. This is the first video of 2019, and I'm sure it will be talking about the same issue that I talked about through most of 2018 as well. But I wish everybody a Happy New Year. Obviously, I hope it will be a prosperous and peaceful New Year for all of you. It started in a shaky manner for our high streets, with some of the high street stores clearly showing a degree of stress. And obviously, I was very disappointed to hear about the fact that HMV are going into administration. Hopefully they're able to be purchased by somebody who can save them, and I say that as somebody who does enjoy his music and still buys vinyl at HMV in Llandudno. And I think it is important that we do maintain the presence of shops such as HMV in high streets such as Llandudno. I know how hard people in Llandudno, whether they're the small traders, Mostyn Estates or Conwy Council for that matter, I know how hard they work to try and maintain Llandudno as a key shopping centre for North Wales. And as we see some of the challenges facing the high streets after this Christmas period, I think it is important that we all recognise that the physical high street does actually bring jobs and economic prosperity for an area such as Aberconwy, whether that's in Llandudno, Conwy, Llanrwst or other trading areas in the constituency. So I think we need to keep a watch on that issue. And I reiterate the fact that sooner rather than later we need to look at the issue of business rates, which is predominantly hitting those shops with a physical presence in our high streets, rather than some of these internet retailers who pay no business rates. Now, that's not to say that we don't all appreciate the convenience of internet retailing. We are living in 2019 after all. We have to recognise that things do change, people do move on in the way they purchase things. But I think we need to have a level playing field. And the sooner we start dealing with something like Brexit, the sooner we can start looking at other priorities, such as dealing with business rates. So I do wish all traders in Llandudno, whether they're in Llandudno itself or whether they're in some of the other towns that we have in the constituency, I do wish them well for 2019. And I do impress upon you to support your small traders. Quite often, as during this Christmas period, you can find some fantastic shops if you go looking for them in the Aberconwy constituency, and it's remarkable the degree of customer service you get in comparison with buying off the internet. So I do hope that the bad news that we've heard since Christmas on the retail front is not replicated throughout January and February, because I know how difficult those 2 months can be for the retail sector. I did mention Brexit, and I really do find myself despairing having to talk about it again, but it's now the 4th of January. I'll be back in Westminster on Monday, the 7th, and there will be one issue and one issue only, I suspect, on the agenda for the next few months, which is the way in which we will be leaving the European Union, if indeed we leave the European Union, because the whole situation is becoming so difficult. It is incredibly difficult to actually identify what will actually happen. My expectation at this point in time is that the debate on the Prime Minister's withdrawal bill will start again on Wednesday the 9th, and we will probably be voting on the following Tuesday. But whether that's the case remains to be seen. What I do know is that constituents are clearly worried about this issue. Constituents are contacting me in droves on this issue. I try my best to respond to everybody. I try my best to be as informative as I can when I respond, but I make no apologies for the view that I have on this issue. I'm more than willing to listen to the views of others. And I think it is important that we all have an open mind on this issue as we move towards the 29th of March. I sincerely hope that we can get a resolution of the issue, because ultimately we do need to move on. But my biggest concern is that as currently constituted, the Prime Minister's deal, much as I admire her effort in securing that deal, doesn't offer us the closure that we need on the Brexit issue, because it does not deal with any future trading relationship. And ultimately, I find it very challenging to be supportive of an agreement which does not indicate what happens after the 29th of March. It does not indicate what happens after the transition period. And unless I can answer those questions, I'm not sure how I can, with any conscience, vote for the deal in question. So I do hope that over the next few months, I'll be talking about issues other than Brexit. I know that in the Aberconwy constituency, we've had a good Christmas, a quiet Christmas. There have been good news stories coming out from the constituency as well. But ultimately, all I can do at this point is to wish you all a happy new year, and hopefully a new year where the news will not be focused on one issue alone. Thank you.